They told him he was nothing. They laughed at his empty pockets. They mocked his dreams. But they didn't see the fire burning inside him. This is the story of a boy who turned his tears into fuel. In a valley shadowed by towering mountains, where the sun seemed to struggle to touch the ground, lived a boy named Elian. To the world, Elian was invisible. He was defined not by who he was, but by what he lacked. His shoes were stitched together with hope and twine. His home was a fragile shelter of wood and stone that shook whenever the winter winds howled. His father was a man of the soil, broken by years of labor that yielded nothing but dust. His mother possessed a heart of gold, but her lungs were weak, and the sound of her coughing was the lullaby Elian slept to every night. But Elian had a secret. While his stomach often grumbled with hunger, his mind was feasting on ideas. He looked at the birds flying over the mountains and wondered, if they could rise above this valley, why couldn't he? He didn't just want to survive, he wanted to rewrite the history of his bloodline. One afternoon, fueled by innocent courage, Elian stood in the town square. He approached a group of merchants' sons holding a sketch of a machine he wanted to build, a tool to help farmers work faster. He said, "If I can build this, no father in this valley will have to break his back again." The silence that followed was heavy. Then it was broken by cruel laughter. One of the boys kicked dirt onto Elian's shoes. "Listen to him, the boy who cannot afford bread wants to build machines?" "Go back to the dirt, dreamer," another sneered, tearing his sketch and letting the pieces fall into the mud. Elian stood frozen. He fell to his knees, picking up the muddy pieces of paper. He retreated to the edge of the silent lake, ready to let his dreams drown. That is when Master Silas emerged from the woods. The old man asked, "Why do you try to bury a seed before it has even sprouted?" Master Silas pulled a small polished silver mirror from his cloak and held it in front of Elian. "Look deeper. Forget the dirt. Look into your own pupils. Do you see that spark, that fire? That fire inside you, that is your capital. Use it. Let it burn until you become the light they cannot ignore." Something shifted in Elian. He took the mirror and placed it on his wall. It became his witness. The years that followed were a saga of pain. Elian woke up 2 hours before the sun to carry heavy loads at the market. By night, under the flickering light of a single candle, he taught himself the language of machines. He failed. He spent months building a prototype only for it to smoke and catch fire. But then he would look at the mirror. He would see the fire. He wiped the soot from his face and started again. 15 years later, the valley had changed. At the center stood Elian Industries. The boy who was mocked now led a revolution. He drove to his old home, now a beautiful estate, to hug his healthy parents. My friend, if your pockets are empty, let them laugh. Look in the mirror, find that fire, and burn so brightly that the whole world has to watch.